Derek Coleman here, reporting for the Pierce Media Group from Denver, Colorado at the Democratic National Convention. I'm here with New Hampshire Senator Sandro, and we're going to ask you a few questions. Sure. First off, what are the goals of the New Hampshire delegation here in New Hampshire or here in Colorado?
I think the initial goal is to maintain the New Hampshire primaries first in the nation. I mean, that's something that's been an imperative for New Hampshire for a number of years, something that we take great pride in and something that we really want to maintain, and to convince the Democrats across the country that it's a system that does work, it's a system that's proved very successful, and we should maintain it for the next cycle.
Okay, and what are you planning on bringing back to the people of New Hampshire, the voters that are going to be watching you and seeing what you're doing?
I think the energy, enthusiasm for our ticket, the fact that we have a great candidate for the presidency in Barack Obama, we've got a wonderful vice presidential candidate in Joe Biden, and that really the winds of change are sweeping across this country, and that the hope, desires, and needs of people are going to be satisfied by the Democratic ticket. We're going to win in November, and we're going to bring a new light to the American dream.
Now, does it still go on with the word you hear so often, change?
Well, I think change is an imperative, absolutely. The country has been in the doldrums for the last 8 years. We've had a terrible administration. George Bush is the least respected human being on the planet, and as a result of that, I think we need change.
Now, the vice president nominee that Barack Obama chose, Joe Biden, had actually dropped out of the presidential race before the New Hampshire primaries. What does that mean for Joe Biden? What does that mean for New Hampshire? How is he going to be seen in New Hampshire?
I think people like Joe Biden. Joe Biden happens to be a very good friend of mine. We've been friends for a long period of time. The fact that he dropped out of the race is inconsequential. He was a candidate for the presidency. The process took place. Obama won. Joe Biden represents a segment of the society that we need to get hold of, and that's that blue-collar worker who really is living with this prospect of hope and change. Joe Biden adds a lot to the ticket. Wonderful in foreign affairs. As you know, the problem in Georgia is exacerbating. It's a very, very serious situation. Biden's respected across the world for his knowledge of foreign affairs and his good association with foreign leaders around the world.
Now, President Hudson from the Franklin Pierce Law Center is scheduled to be speaking today. What does that mean for New Hampshire, that they have a speaker?
Well, I think it's a plus for the state of New Hampshire. I happen to be in the legislature when we chartered the Franklin Pierce Law Center.
Oh, really? Well, yes. Thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I was an employee of Franklin Pierce College for 10 years. I was vice president of the college. So having someone of that stature, and I think what it does is it really enhances the stature of the Law Center, which is really recognized across the country as a great center for patent law.
Okay. Now, we are all student journalists here covering the conventions, and I was wondering what your opinion of the young voters, what their issues are bringing to Denver today and for this week. What do the New Hampshire young voters, how do they affect this convention in Denver?
Well, I think the young voters can have a pronounced effect if they follow through. And we've always had this great feeling that if young voters came to the polls, they could make a tremendous difference. In this election, they will make a tremendous difference. In New Hampshire, we registered many, many new voters for the primary. I think it was the most extensive re-registration and first-time registration period in the history of our state. So the young voter who recognizes the fact that the country is going in the wrong direction and who wants to be able to be part of the American dream is going to be fundamental to our success in November.
Senator Sandro, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate being with you.
And stay tuned to the PierceMediaGroupOnline.com and YouTube.com/PoliticsFitzU for more updates.